It's December. That means it's time for our annual holiday toy drive and a whole bunch of Christmas parties. We go on break at the end of the month, so we tried to cram as many events into 3 weeks as we could. We had Christmas parties, pickups, and ended our month with our Christmas pickup dinners. We also did our last barbecue ribs of the year. Stick around after the intro to see how we did it. We started off the month with a whole bunch of snow here in Lorain County. We had a wedding tasting, so we had to get the driveway plowed and the dining room decorated for Christmas before our guests came. Once we got that done, we did have our tasting on Thursday, so that was the very first event we did this year. Our tastings are 5 sides and 5 main dishes that our guests get to pick from our catering menu, and we course them out, serve them restaurant style, plate by plate. So here I am getting some macaroni and cheese ready for the tasting. Made a roux, mixed in some milk, then from there added it to a double boiler and blended in a bunch of shredded cheese. By now you know the drill on the mac and cheese. We make it quite frequently. In other videos I've gone step by step. So we spent the morning doing some prep work, and then our guests arrived that evening for their tasting. They have a wedding coming up in June, and they were trying to put together a menu. So after they ate, I went and sat down with them, and we had a little talk over what they thought of the dishes and how they wanted to pair things. Here you see we are getting ready some roasted vegetables, was one of the sides that they picked. Zucchini, yellow squash, some bell peppers, onions, and button mushrooms. Get those cut up and marinated and roasted off. And then for our tastings, we do things a little different. Instead of a buffet, we have things prepped, and then we cook some things to order, some things we just bring back. Kind of do it restaurant style, the way you'd have your food prepared, in a sit-down restaurant. So it's a little different mode for us, but it's fun to switch things up every now and then. We don't do a ton of tastings. Most people come in kind of knowing what they want. They were either at an event that we did and had something, or we're able to look at our menus and videos online and get something figured out. But we do a handful of these every year. And here we are plating the first course. It is those roasted vegetables that you just saw me cutting up. We had 4 guests. They're served semi-family style, so there's one plate for every 2 guests. And then they get a couple of little plates they can cut up and take what they'd like and put on their plate, and then eat it, sort of how you'd split an appetizer sampler or something like that at a restaurant. That's the style of service we do. So 4 guests, so each course was 2 plates. Again, this is our roasted vegetables along with our grilled salmon fillets. So we fired up the grill outside, hardwood grilled salmon, along with roasted vegetables is how we paired this first course. Those are roughly 8-ounce salmon fillets. That's the portion that we do. Grilled on our hardwood grill. There we serve it along with a side of lemon dill aioli that we make. Quite nice to dip the salmon in that. It's what we do instead of a tartar sauce. And a couple of lemon slices. And once they were done with their first course, we started plating the second course. This was our cheesy au gratin potatoes, along with our grilled boneless lemon herb chicken breast. So again, we're plating up 2 plates of that. And by the end of this, our guests definitely don't leave hungry. One thing that you didn't see was their actual first course was just a side salad. We didn't think that not that it doesn't pair well with any of the mains that they picked, but it does go well just on its own, so we pulled that off into a course of its own and served that first. We didn't get any footage of that. It's just a salad, nothing too exciting. Third course was strip steaks, so we put those out on the charcoal grill, cooked those. I believe we had 1 medium rare and 1 medium well, if I remember right. We served those along with our buttered red skin potatoes. So Johnny was outside cooking the steaks while I was plating up the chicken course and getting the potatoes ready for the steaks. And there are our steak and potatoes served with a little side of A1. And from there we were on to the last course. Last course was homemade macaroni and cheese, our slow-cooked barbecue brisket, and smoked pulled pork. We served that just how we do on the buffet. We have a small portion of each one of our barbecue sauces that we make. We make a sweet barbecue sauce seasoned with brown sugar. Our classic is what we do on our barbecue ribs and chicken, and then a spicy that's seasoned with cayenne and black pepper, and garnished it with a couple garlic dill pickles and some sliced onion. Brisket portion, they got a couple slices of flat, a few pieces of burnt in each, and then a nice pile of smoked pork to go along with it. Alright, and after the tasting, we went into Friday to do our annual holiday toy drive. Got some mushrooms and onions cooking for green beans, and grilled some chicken breast. Had some other dishes going on inside. Our event was at the Eagles in Amherst. Believe we sold about 125 tickets, which was a good turnout for this event this year. We collected over 8 boxes of toys for the Lorain County Toys for Tots and raffled off 13 baskets. We are the biggest single day toy drive for the Lorain County Toys for Tots every year. We've been doing this since 2017. It grows a little bit every year. We have our appetizer table there with some Swedish meatballs and veggies and cheese for the guests as they come in and turn in their toys. There you see a shot of the toys that we collected. We also served our roast pork loin with gravy. Was our second meat option on the buffet for our toy drive. There you see Johnny getting some gravy on the sliced pork loin, getting ready to put it to the line for service. And here's a shot of the buffet. We had our cornbread stuffing, au gratin potatoes, green beans with mushrooms and onions, roast pork loin with gravy, grilled lemon herb chicken breast, and some tossed salads. This is a fun event. We look forward to it every year. Even though we have a handful of events after this, we consider this our last big event of the year. That it's definitely the last event of the year that we put on. Singer Ronnie Clinton helps us host the party every year. He comes and performs during dinner and really does a great job. Everyone has a good time at this event. We have certain customers that have come to this event every year, and we look forward to seeing everyone one last time before we pack it in for winter.
They started with several friends of mine, and the first one was Ozzy Cordero. And Ozzy came over from Puerto Rico, I don't know, when he was 4 or 5 years old. And so he makes this stuff. And I was raised on it because I've known him for all, since high school. So he comes up to it. He couldn't make it today, but his coquito comes. This is a Spanish Latin holiday drink. It's very similar to eggnog, which the non-potent stuff is over there. But this has a little kick. So let's do that one first. And so here's to all of you, good friends. Good times, and be safe.
If there's one thing you can always count on Christmas, it's Pogi doing a toast with some coquito with as many people as he can. After that, we opened up the dance floor, and Ronnie always does a great job of getting people out and having a good time. Put out some cookies for dessert. People hit that while they danced before we raffled off the baskets. And this was a great evening. We had a good time, and we are already looking forward to and planning our toy drive for 2026. Day after the toy drive, that was a long, late night for us, but not much rest. We had a Christmas party for Electrical Accents. They're local electricians, good friends of ours. They actually rewired our whole building when we moved in last year and got us all set up with our kitchen and dining room. So here we are grilling their boneless chicken that they get with their buffet for their Christmas party. And there was snow on the ground, but we were still able to grill. You see there we have the walls up on our barbecue shack and a little heater in there and fire up the grills, and it actually stays pretty warm inside even when it's cold and snowing. Once that was done, we were out to Russia Township to get the buffet set up for our electrician friends. Here is their buffet. They had the cornbread stuffing along with some buttered red skin potatoes. They did buttered corn. And then they had our slow-cooked barbecue brisket along with that grilled boneless lemon herb chicken breast. Had a couple days break, and then we were on to a small lunch for a seniors group. We did an event for them back in the summer, was burgers and hot dogs, and this is their Christmas party. So they had a pretty nice menu. It was at the Amherst Historical Society Hall. There you see Ramon getting some salads together for them. They had whipped potatoes, green beans, a 3-meat carving station with eye of round, smoked ham, and roasted turkey breasts. There's some au jus and some gravy, and the salads there at the end. The next day was a rather large event. We did a company out in Avon Lake. We did 2 shifts for them. Their first shift was about 200. Their second shift was just under 50. Same menu both times: buttered red skin potatoes, baked beans, penne pasta with meatballs, smoked pulled pork, grilled lemon herb chicken breast, and some salads. We didn't get any footage of the dessert tray, but they also had a nice pastry tray. The next day, it was another Christmas party. We had some mac and cheese and some roast chicken that we got ready for them, and then headed out to Ashland to serve the event. Along with that, they had whipped potatoes and green beans, some gravy and pot roast, and they also had some salads as well. From there, we had another Christmas party a couple nights later for the Amherst Eagles. We did some prime ribs, so there you see the ribs seasoned up, ready to go in the oven. The rest of their menu was buttered red skin potatoes, buttered corn, green beans with bacon, grilled chicken breast, pasta with meatballs. There you see the prime rib and some salads. And so we carved that on site for them. We cook them medium rare. Have a little hot pan of au jus that I can take a few minutes and put a slice in and get it cooked a little more if guests want. Next day from there, we had 2 small Christmas parties. Getting ready for the first party was in an office. They had coleslaw, a small veggie tray, cheesy au gratin potatoes. They also had some corn, our home-style pot roast with gravy, and the boneless lemon herb chicken breasts. That evening, very similar menu, just a different location. We headed off to Fox Creek tennis and golf course to do their Christmas party. And there you see their boneless lemon herb chicken breasts on the grill. And it's weird this time of year, we'll start cooking in its daylight, and by the time we're done and on the road to the event, it's pitch black outside. We set up right outside the tennis courts. They had a local baseball team there doing some winter practice. And so that was a pretty cool setting for us. We were able to sit and kind of watch them practice and do their thing while we were getting ready. They had whipped potatoes, green beans, mushrooms and onions, pot roast, lemon herb chicken breasts, and salad. We did a whole bunch of pot roast this December. Did about 150 pounds total. So the next event, the next day, back out to HydroTube. We were there about a month ago for Thanksgiving. We also do their Christmas party. The custom side we do for these guys: broccoli salad, cornbread stuffing, whipped potatoes, green beans with bacon, pot roast, and roast chicken. They did apple and pumpkin pies with a small pastry tray as well. The next day we started early and headed out to New London to do a lunch at another factory. Their menu, similar as a lot of the other ones: red skin potatoes. They did whipped potatoes, green beans with mushrooms and onions, and they did a carving station with smoked ham and roast turkey breast. And from there we had our last pickup of the year, was an order of barbecue ribs right before Christmas. And so we got those done up, and then that evening we headed back out to the Eagles again, third time this month, this time to do a funeral for our friend Captain Dick. He helped Pogie start the business back in the early 80s, and he passed away. So we did his funeral lunch: whipped potatoes, green beans with mushrooms and onions, and a half roast chicken. Last event of the year after that was our Christmas dinner pickups. We do our bourbon baked apples as a side dish for that. And there you see one of the boxes getting ready to go out. All in all, it was a busy month for us. We ended the month with our Christmas pickup. Other than that, we also had 6 other pickup orders and 13 full service events. We did that in about 2.5 weeks. And now we're in for a little break. We're coming back in January. We have 1 event scheduled. It's always slow this time of year, so we'll try to keep it going with some other types of content. But until next time, we will see you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.